All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Good Thursday evening. Thank you for being here. Happy Lego release day, August 1st release day. I hope you were able to get to the store and get some stuff. And if not, I hope you were able to order something online. Today was a big day for some releases. We had a lot of Monkey Kid releases. We had some Star Wars releases. We had the McLaren come out. We had the Lunar rover come out. A lot of other stuff. So hope you're able to pick up some Lego, something you could add to your collection, something you could play with and build and enjoy and show off on your shelves or use for parts later. So hello, Missy. Hello, Greg. Welcome back, Missy. I hope your vacation was good. It's good seeing you again. And welcome in, Greg. So I was at the store today. I didn't think I was going to go to the store today, but I ended up having to go into my office. So I decided, well, while I'm already going down there, I guess I'll go to the Lego store. Now, it's a Thursday, which means it could mean anything, right? I've been there on Wednesdays where there was a line back to 3 or 4 stores back at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Today I got there at 8 o'clock and the doors open at 10, and it was me, 2 other lug members, 1 kid I didn't know and his grandma probably. And then shortly before the store opened, 2 other people showed up, 5 people. I brought donuts, like I was expecting a big deal, and it was not a big deal today. I'm glad you're back safe and sound, and I hope you had a good trip. And yes, Deadpool and Wolverine is hilarious. We'll talk about that. So I picked up a few things today. So I brought donuts, and I gave one to one guy, and nobody else wanted any. Nobody in the store wanted any. There were so few of us there that at about 9 o'clock, an hour before the store opened, they're like, we can let you in one at a time if you can kind of shop pretty quick. And we're like, the first 3 of us were like, we know exactly what we want. We'll just get it and get out of here. And of course, the first one to go in was a guy who used to work there, so he's catching up with everybody. We're like, dude, come on. So I got a few things. I got the new, turn on the build camera here. Oh, what's up, man? How's it going? Almost went this morning, but didn't want to make the drive. Yeah, I was this close. I mean, I'm up in Pflugerville. It's kind of a drive. Let's get rid of the keyboard and the mouse, and of course the camera's gone because it works right up until I start. Is there something else using the camera? Let's turn that off and rebuild. Build with instructions, and it's not working. Table cam. We have to do this every time. I should just do this when I start, but for whatever reason. All right. So first things first, I got the two new botanicals. I think I'm mostly excited about this one because it just looks cool. Neither of them have like really great new pieces or anything. These has these little crowns, alien legs / alien legs, and it's got some of the tails, the squiggles. This has got some rad 1x2 rounded tiles in it. and some hat cone things, but only a couple. They both come in these great stands. I like these stands. I like these stands / vases. So that's cool. So that's one of the things. I also got a Star Wars. Here's $20. Go get a Star Wars. I got this. I wasn't really very up on any of the new Star Wars stuff, especially the parody kind of stuff, like the Dark Falcon, the Jedi Bob Interceptor. You got something that I may like? Cool. You want the BT, the animated series Batmobile? That looked really cool. I got this so I could get a Thrawn figure. It's not the Thrawn figure from, or it's not the Thrawn from Rebels. But, so this is Grand Admiral Thrawn. This isn't Commander or Admiral or whatever. And I have, I'm not even going to look it up, but I have a kind of a Legends microfighter to build of a Carrack class cruiser. It's not even his Star Destroyer, his Chimera Star Destroyer. It's just this little Carrack class cruiser that he used with great effect in one battle, right? So when I was designing microfighters, I really didn't know, I didn't remember that he had a Star Destroyer, and also there was a million Star Destroyers. So I was like, well, let me get a more unique ship, and I'll put him in it. So that's where I got that. Don't really care about the rest of the set. Old Ezra Bridger, Morgan Elsbeth. I could use her. I think she also comes in the E-Wing set, so I could use her for something. A Night Trooper would be cool to get a bunch of those. So yeah, that's where I got that. And with all the purchases, guess what is a gift with purchase now again? I didn't realize this till yesterday, that this was now a gift with purchase again. So if you spend $200, you can get the little doodad. Very happy to get this. I almost spent $60 on Bricklink to get it. There was a time when, like, right after it came out, it was $40. So I'm glad I was able to get it. This will go real good with the little display that I've got up that's like Benny's spaceship and the reissued Galaxy Explorer and all the CMF space figs, and then the postcard set, the space postcard set. This will go real good with all that. I'm going to have to make some room. And that's all because our build today is the Lunar, the Apollo Lunar buggy. Rover, it's not a buggy, it's a roving vehicle. Lunar roving vehicle. Now, this is technically a Technic set. Lego Technic, it says down here, Lego Technic. And I'm not super happy about that. This guy was also Lego Technic, and I had a real pain getting him together, but it looks great. It goes really well with the rest of the space stuff. This whole shelf is going to have to be reworked because the SLS is done, and it's bigger than can get on this shelf. This guy's going to be bigger than can get on this shelf, so I'm going to have to figure out something else for the space display back here, but it's not all space, I swear. It's Star Wars and other stuff. So, but I've been very excited to get this. This is very throwback, retro stuff for me, and I really like kind of retro space. So I'm very excited to get building this. Pre-ordered the Ninja Coal Titan Dragon Mech. I think a lot of people wanted that one, the Monkey Kid. They already sent me the GWP micro docs back then. It sent me another GWP and Ninja docs. Nice. That worked out well. All right, so let's get started. So how's everybody doing? Do you have plans this weekend? Do you have big plans? Oh, look at this. These are all these different components that come with the vehicle, apparently. They are loadouts to go with the vehicle, and they all come with a different... The forward chassis, the lunar communications relay, and the aft pallet assembly. And this is the lunar roving vehicle. So this is how they were packaged on the LEM. So I'm sure we'll figure out all about this. So let's get started. I have been still watching all the Olympics that I can. Again, we went and saw Wolverine Deadpool on Sunday right after the stream, and it was really fun. I don't know that it's my favorite Deadpool movie, only because I think the first movie was probably the best. And I will say only because it was the first. This just felt like another Deadpool movie, which is great. It was a lot of fun. Look at these tires. I mean, to give you an idea, this is the mouse that I use. That tire is massive. This thing is going to be giant. And here's one of the fenders. No sticker on that. That's a great piece. Single piece to go over the wheel. I think they didn't package these specifically. But I mean, look at that. That's nice. Only Technic set for the Wave is the... I'm not even going to try to say that. Koenigsegg Jesko? Is that a... that's a Technic set? So we got 4 of these tires, and we should have 4 of these fenders. I don't know what happened to them. I don't think this is a particularly large set, but we'll figure out. Plastic bags still. I keep hearing about paper bags and stuff. This is a brand new. It was released today, so I don't know when they're going to start doing paper bags, but I would assume it would be soon. I don't think this is going to be nearly as many bags as the SLS, but we'll see. Pop this open to see if there's any. I don't know why I don't think Technic sets don't come with stickers. I'm sure they do. Yeah. This comes with quite a few stickers. My goodness. So we've got all these placard stickers. We've got solar panel stickers, very shiny. And more of these, and then like control stickers, like the controls on the buggy kind of thing. Switches, old school switches. So quite a few stickers. Things that make it look like bags right there. So some RF cables apparently in there. So there's another gift with purchase that you could get today, but only if you got the McLaren. That would have been the McLaren statue. And then I think I heard that if you get that, you don't also get the other gift with purchase. So you had to get one. Which that makes sense, I guess. Right. 1, 2. 11, 12, and some ancillary stuff. And 5. And then we got frames and wheels and whatever, and large panels. These are going to be for the stickers. Those over here. All right, let's get going. My Lego room runneth over. I need to clear out all these boxes. And this bag. And this puppy. There's a puppy over here. She wants to be part of the show. Actually, she doesn't. She's like, if you pick me up, I swear to God, I'll bite your face. So, no beers tonight. I know I usually have a beer on here with me, but had kind of heavy Indian food for dinner, and I don't want to chase it with chase all that rice with a beverage, because it will likely make me explode on camera. So yeah, just again, Deadpool Wolverine was very, very good. I have lots of questions still about how it all works. All the timeline and everything, and anchor beings, and some of it didn't kind of make sense, but also I was just, it's one of those things where I'm just along for the ride. It's only afterwards that you start thinking about, well, wait a minute, what does this mean about this? Didn't this happen, and didn't this happen, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, but otherwise hilarious. Yeah, we're making our packaging more sustainable. When? You may find a mix of plastic and paper. I have yet to find any paper. Here's your builder. I don't know what that means. The app in the App Store. I can do the instructions. Okay. So here's some stuff about the Lunar rover and the Apollo program kind of in general. It looks like the Apollo... This Lego Technic model is inspired by the NASA Apollo 17 lunar rover, the LRV-3. So this is an Apollo 11 or 12. This is a much later design. And here's your instructions in French. Yeah, this looks a little different from the... It's interesting that they didn't pick the Apollo 11. I don't think they had a cart for 11. I think they... maybe this was the first one. So here's information about the designer. Can't read that. Olav Kroigard. That's going to be pretty big when it's done. It's going to be a sizable piece. Here's some photos, some working. The landing vehicle with it, how it probably came packed. Details on display. Original counterpart, it can be folded in neatly. Everything can be taken apart, and it describes all these things. Compass only works with a magnetic field from Earth, so astronomers use a directional gyro. There you go. Communications probably back with the landing craft as well as Earth. Half pallet assembly. Looks like we got some more antennas and some scientific equipment. So there you go. Yeah, we didn't get a brick separator for this one yet. Interesting. And we'll go ahead and start. Oh, wait, here's your brick separator. All right. My oldest child came over to get a brick separator from me because they were making a keychain for their boyfriend. And I said, you know they make those. They make brick separator keychains. You can I can get you one from the store. I'm probably going today. No, I want to make one. I have the tools. I want to make one. I'm like, okay. All right, so here's the part of the... This is my worst nightmare. I do not like piles of Technic pins. I do not like big cages like this. It's not my favorite thing to build. But the end result's going to be rad. Can't wait. So if you have seen Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, I'd like to take you to a scene. Then this isn't going to spoil anything, but there's a dog in it. You've probably seen the dog in the trailers. And there's a song that plays at one point. The dog is running towards Deadpool, and Deadpool's very excited. And the dog jumps up on him and licks his face. And the song is, turn the radio up for that sweet sound. Hold me close, never let me go, right? Which is one of Beth's favorite songs. And that 5 seconds of Deadpool, an ugly dog, and that song playing is what it's like to be inside Beth's brain. Which as soon as that came up, I nudged her. I'm like, is that what it's like in your head? And she's like, yes, it is. So that was a lot of fun. It was a great movie. I had a ton of fun watching it. The pitch meeting for it later, when they're like, hey, and he goes, that's the reaction I want you to have like 70% of this movie. People just going, hey, it's that guy, or it's that thing. Very appropriate, because that really did happen a lot. You had barbecue for dinner? Where'd you get the barbecue? You're in Texas. You should know how to get some barbecue. Good barbecue. Again, we had Indian from this place over by us. It was very good. I had a chicken sag. It was very yummy. And I got like, I must be losing my touch because it was, I got mild spice and I'm still like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this. That is very spicy. I wonder if this is screen accurate too. It's not. Local barbecue place. Those are always the best. Local mom and pop or something like that. We just made this today in the pit out in the backyard. There's been a couple places like that here in the Pflugerville. Not barbecue specifically, but local places that open up and they're brand new and they don't have their liquor license yet, but they want people to be there and eat and stuff. So they're like, they have a cooler and you order and you're like, can I order a beer? And they're like, no, you can't, but I can give you one. Do you want one? You're like, okay. Oh, good. Oh, ribs and tea. See, that's the Texas thing. It's like barbecue and tea, and I cannot do tea. I'm just not a tea person. It tastes like dirty water. It just tastes like ground. Don't like it. I do not have a very refined palate. My palate needs all the sugar. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a white one of these. So after this, I have an upgrade to do at work, and I'm so not happy about it because I am very tired and I just want to go to bed. Because I am what the kids call old. And I realize it more and more every day. But today was a good productive day at work. Can't complain. Got a lot of stuff done. What kind of tea you drinking? I just drink whatever. Like, I don't even drink. It's just the tea that they bring you. The big iced tea, right? I'm not a big tea person. I'm not a big sweet tea, unsweet tea, iced tea, hot tea. Like, occasionally when I'm sick, I'll do hot tea. And I'll dump a bunch of either lemon or honey in it because it's good for my throat. But that's about it. I don't do hot teas much. I don't do cold teas hardly at all, if it can be helped. The only thing I really like is a Long Island iced tea, which has ironically no tea at all in it. And if you go to New York and order a Long Island iced tea, they look at you funny, and then they bring you this drink that's about that big, that's solid brown, and you're like, and they're like, that's how we serve it here, and it's $20, and you're like, this is terrible. Where's my, 4 white liquors and a splash of Coke? Reminds me of a friend that doesn't like coffee. He says it tastes like burnt bean soup. Funny enough, if you get vanilla flavored coffee, it's technically a bean soup, right? Vanilla bean and coffee bean. I think there was one other bean. Vanilla chocolate flavored. Ooh. I haven't done an Arnold Palmer. I think that may be the way to go. I know that's tasty, or I've heard people say that's good, so. All right. Part of the reason I don't like building Technic so much is there's so many steps where you are holding things in place, lining up gears, making sure a thing doesn't slip. And like, I don't have any idea which way this gear is supposed to fit. I'm guessing like that. See, like already failure. What's up, Macro? How's it going? Cheers, mate. Cheers, eh? What are you doing? How are things in the Great White North? Oh. Dagnabbit. Okay, family, I'm gonna have to mute you now. Raid, just blasting the forest. Who's your Sinister? He did? That's very nice of him. I don't think I've ever had a raid before. Just blasting in the forest fires? Eh. Man, I talked to my mom today. There's a bunch of fires in Colorado right now. Okay, so that works. That simple function works. That's good. Nothing near her. Mostly up north, Fort Collins, Boulder kind of area. So if I got any people watching from there, I hope you stay safe. What's up, Mayo? How's it going? I didn't see you pop in there with Macro. Only you can prevent forest fires. It used to be only you can prevent wildfires, or maybe I think it's now only you can prevent wildfires. When I was a kid, it was only you can prevent forest fires. And I think they changed that, and I don't understand the reasoning for it. Because I think forest fires are kind of a natural thing, and wildfires are something they don't want. Forest fires are fine. They're a natural occurrence. They happen. They are useful for clearing things out, but you don't want them to go crazy. Oof, again. The biggest fire is at Mile High Stadium, and it's a dumpster fire. Can I get a what? It's not even Mile High Stadium anymore, isn't it? Is it Invesco Field now or something like that? Invesco at Mile High Stadium, something like that. I don't know. That's why I just watch hockey and Olympics. Our tourist city is being burnt to the ground. Yep. Oh, speaking of hockey, I forgot that Shoresy started. I watched one episode the other day and I totally forgot that it had hit Hulu, so I gotta get on that and watch that. Yeah. Nobody said anything, Alexa. I can hear her in the kitchen. I'm like, I'm not even being that loud enough to... Oh my goodness, did you see what happened at Yellowstone? That was Yellowstone, right? That exploded? Just a big blast and it took out the whole walkway with it. And everyone's like slowly walking away. They're like unsure. They're like, is this supposed to happen? That was crazy. There's a big California fire too going on. Parker fire or something like that. It's nuts. I don't like it. I don't like all these fires, man. So what I'm going to do is keep playing with these plastic things, because surely that's not hurting anybody, right? All this plastic. Let's see. Had to watch, let's see, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. I keep calling it House of Dragons. That's not the title. It's House of the Dragon. Is ending next week. So there's the penultimate episode this week, which was fantastic. I can't remember if I'm watching anything else right now that's like still running. I kind of want to start up some new shows. Like I kind of want to watch not Succession, but Severance. I heard Severance was really good. I want to watch that. Kind of a little weirdly science fiction-y. And I'm trying to think of what else I might start watching. Yeah, keep protests peaceful, man. I'm all about protests. I've protested. Protested a few things in my days. We're doing 2 of these now. Okay, I think I get where this is. I'm picking up what this is putting down. Yes, I figured this all needed to line up, but thanks for telling me. Oh, well that needs to change. Could have told me that first. Bad Lego instructions. There's a new Hunger Games in development. Oh, hey, what do y'all think of RDJ as the new Doctor Doom? I hate it. I understand that at some point in the comics, Tony Stark was Doctor Doom, but I don't like it. There's so many other actors out there that could do this part, and I don't know why they're doing this. I'm just not happy about it, but okay, I think that's good. That seems rather lined up. It'll have to do. There was something else I was kind of keeping track of in terms of like development hell, and they finally said no, we're not doing that. So, God, what was that? A new Star Wars thing's coming out, Skeleton Crew. That's coming out soon. Some first images came out. I haven't looked at them yet, but people are already... That's terrible. Like, you know, it's... You can't be a Star Wars fan without saying that's terrible before even anything happens. I still plan on getting the new game, Outlaws, because I don't have anything to play right now. I downloaded Stray, so I want to play that. That looks fun. That's that cat game. This is an instruction I don't like with these pins because I don't know that there's a way to put them in, and you can't tell from the photo which way to put them in. So yeah, last couple, I have been watching some things, but mostly just watching the Olympics. And mostly watching, oddly, been watching women's sports more than men's sports. It's weird. I've been watching women's soccer so much and a lot of women's hockey because of the PWHL this last like year that now watching like men's sports makes me go, oh, aren't they cute? That's kind of weird. Anyway. Yeah, crazy about the Canadian women and their team, their soccer team. U.S. women are moving on and they're playing Japan Saturday. Lots of good stories. The opening ceremony I thought was great. I enjoyed watching it. This times 2. I am loving the memes that are coming out of it too, like the Greek sharpshooter guy. All the sharpshooters roll in looking like Cyberpunk 2040 or whatever. And homeboy looks, the meme is like, he looks like he just rolled out of bed and was just like, yeah, I'll take a stab at that. And ended up getting silver. They're calling him Greek Uncle or something. It's pretty funny. So new Hunger Games, huh? Ooh, 20. Yikes. Are they doing away with it? Are they starting the story over? Are they continuing the story? Is it just going to start from the beginning? We get a new cat, we get a new PETA, and we get a new whoever. I think I watched up until like the last half or the last third of the 7th movie, and then I was like, I don't even care. Like, I don't think I ended up watching the last movie. And I don't know why. Like, I think I was watching it because I thought my kids would like it. And they were like, yeah, we don't want to watch it. Or they went and saw it without me or something. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's about the Hamich. Don't know enough about the story. So, all right. I don't know what we're building here. I don't know if this is the main truck or if this is one of the side components. This is not a long one. So yeah, what'd you guys, anybody else pick up anything today? Any fun things? Get that micro rocket GWP. That kind of pushed me over the edge. I was like, I can order it on. I'll just, but I didn't want it to be like ordering it online and then not getting that because they ran out. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store and get me my my micro GWP. And that is one like some of the GWPs I don't even open. I just like hang on to them. In some cases, I use them for. We'll have a lug thing where we'll do like white elephant gift exchange, but you can only bring gift with purchases. It can't be something that you bought, so you have to kind of like build up your gift with purchase selection, and maybe you'll get something cool, or maybe you'll get the exact same thing that you had, you know. So 4, huh? Oh, these need to go. Neat. Didn't highlight that at all. That's fine. I'm a grown-up. I should have seen that. Woody Harrelson's character. Okay, well, I don't remember what his character did. I remember he was in it, but nabbed about 13 pounds, bulk bricks. Someone got through sorting. It was about to be built. Wow. Hey, that's pretty cool. I love getting that. I got a bulk thing off of a lady at work one time, and I ended up with, and it was just like a box of partially built sets, and they ranged from Star Wars to Indiana Jones to some Egyptian sets. I don't remember what the Egyptian sets were called. I want to say it was like Adventure or Pharaoh something, or I forget. Mostly Star Wars, some Marvel stuff, but like there was an MTT in there. There was a Tri-Droid, the Interceptor, the droid fighter, most of an AT-TE. I don't think the Juggernaut tank was in there. I'm trying to think of what the other things were. But yeah, and then a lot of figures. And I felt bad because like going through it all, I was like, this is easily like $300, $400 worth of sets, right? And so I told the lady, I'm like, look, a bulk box of old brick is one thing. This is basically you just giving me sets. I was like, I feel really bad about just taking this from you. I was like, can I offer you anything for this? She's like, no, I want nothing for it. We just wanted to get it out of the house. I'm like, come on. She's like, all right, well, you know what? He's going on a trip. He's going to Europe. So if you wanted to, let's say, help, shoot him some funds for his trip, that'd be fine. So I was like, I floated him $100 or something. But I was like, I can't not pay for any of this. Sometimes, so I tried to complete as much as I could, but it got to the point where I was, there were whole chunks of sets in there that I had no idea what they were. They looked like they may have been like battle packs, or smaller sets. And I wasn't sure if they went with larger sets or not. And I didn't want to really spend the time with it. So I ended up breaking it all down. I just, pulled out all the figures. I tried putting the ATTE together, but it looked like it was missing like one of the legs, and some of that dark red kind of front canopy part. And I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. So, but it was still a pretty good chunk. I fully put back together the MTT and the Tri-Droid Starfighter, and I kept them together for a little bit, and I messed around with them, but then I ended up taking them apart too. Enough to see like what was cool about it or something. Not enough to I think anyone would want to buy it. Yeah, I felt bad. Like, you give me a box that's like 70% Lego and a bunch of Duplo or Mega Block or, handful of other toys, Matchbox cars or something that's in there. I'm like, all right, well, that's a lot of digging out for me to go through. But this was just like straight up. He played with the set, he put it together, and he went bunk and threw it in a box. And I was like, I feel like I bought something from you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I posted in Discord too about the architecture sets. I don't think anyone's gonna want them, so I may end up taking them to Bricks and Minifigs. So you get some store credit or something. Or see if that new Bricks and Minifigs wants them and see if I can get... The problem with that one is it's way south. And I don't have to go back all the way down there just to see... You guys get anything new that I can get with my store credit? The one up here is like 10, 15 minutes away from me. These are cool pieces. I like these long Technic frames. I haven't seen these before. I'm gonna get a bunch of these. That's very useful for making very large structures. These will be really helpful, I think, doing the Q2 Stadium. Once we start getting the seating. Oh, you know what? These would be great to hold up, like these things. Just realized how good these would be to hold up seats. I'm gonna have to investigate that. Okay, so these kind of go in here like this. And they go on those. I don't know if the South one's open yet or not. They had a buy program. Or they had a buy event, I think, this last weekend at the one up in Lakeline, where they were taking people's... They're like, because they need to buy, they need to get started, so they need to buy some stuff. So they did a thing where, if I remember correctly, they will buy it from you for cash at the store credit value. So if they were going to give you $300 for something store credit and $150 for cash, they'd give you $300 for it in cash. I'm like, oh man, I should have done that. Put these back down. But I can't remember if that was this weekend or next weekend or what. So, they put out an email about it. So if you're on the list, there's also a second one opening in Bee Caves. And if I were the South people, I'd be super mad. Because it's like, man, we just got this going, and now you're telling me that we got somebody else to compete with. Where is this saying these 4 pegs go? Right here. I guess the farther, it's more southwest than it is south. So, I mean, it's probably still a good distance, but... And the one in Bee Cave, it's like, why are you opening out there? You're almost close enough to go to the Lego store. Just go to the Lego store. Different vibe, different bits. I know. You can get old figures, retired sets, cheap stuff, bulk brick. That's, you know. Yeah. And I'm sure the South one will feed that area a little bit. At least maybe like Kyle a little bit. If it's south. But I think the farther south you go... I wouldn't be surprised if San Marcos gets one eventually. I know it's a college town, but it's... I could see them opening one down there. Be doing a lot of buying. College kids rolling up with all their old Lego from when they were a kid. Man, I used to play with Lego when I was a kid, and I got all this old Lego. What am I going to do with it? Dude, you should take it to that Bricks and Minifigs over on the quad. It's right next to that tattoo shop. That's how I think all college kids sound. No way, dude. Yes way, dude. Sunset Valley is a bit of a drive for me. Yeah. Yup. Yo, dog, I hear you really like Technic lift arms. How about what about a lift arm on a lift arm? Oonce, 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 oonce. So let's see. Tuesday was an Austin FC game. So Austin FC is playing in the Leagues Cup. And the Leagues Cup is where Austin FC teams play Liga MX, mostly teams from Mexico, and Mexican MLS, basically. But they've always, like, I've always felt like the Liga MX have always either been like really, really good or really bad. And this year I thought they were really good, but apparently if Austin FC can beat 2 of them, they're not as good as we thought. But Austin won both of their games against Monterey FC and forget the other one, the Pumas. Or it's called Pumas. It's not the Pumas. But like freakishly, we won both of them, and they're in this Leagues Cup is this weird animal that I think most of Austin FC supporter groups are protesting because they've abandoned their long-standing, and this is just me towing the supporter group line. Or speaking, not towing the line, but, regurgitating the company line in that they've abandoned the tradition of sending or all their top players and top teams to this America's or Open Cup, and instead have chosen to be part of this League Cup. And so the supporter group's like, you're just doing this for money. It's just a cash grab. blah 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 blah. So we're not gonna go. We're gonna make the stadium look empty. We're not gonna buy concessions. We're not gonna whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I stayed home, and they won both games. And I'm like, man, what's up, Cliff? Yeah, they do destroy my hands. Likewise, I've got soft little artist hands, man. These hands have only seen the sides of pencils. How's your procedure, Cliff? Did you have that already? Are you gonna have it soon? How you feeling, man? Hope you're doing well. Did you get anything for Lego Day today? I say Lego Day. Release Day for the August releases day. Oh, yeah, I am late tired. Okay, this is a ×2. I'm gonna get all the way down here and it's gonna be like ×2, sucker, haha. So let's double check. Yeah, ×2. Look at that. That's like 10 pages of ×2. Wow, they almost got me. They almost got me. I wasn't about to go back that far. Don't think I'm a sucker. Yesterday and you're recovering. Very good. That's great to hear. Oh, look at these. I mean, these are already put together. I don't know what they are. They're wheels of some kind. And I'm sure they'll have like a universal joint in somewhere in here. Right? Not that one. I don't know what kind of joint this is, but it's going to have a ball joint in there to turn it, to steer it. So that's cool. And we got shock absorbers, boing boings. We got some boing boings. Everybody wish Cliff a recovery, a speedy recovery. So you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I'm always morbidly curious about procedures. Did they zap it or did they excise it? Did they like break it up and then you got to still kind of pass it? We're talking about kidney stone. It's no big deal. But feel free not to talk about it. If you say shut up, Rollman, I'll be like, nope. We will talk about Lego again. You'll wait till later. Understandable. Drink lots of water. My friend had gallstones, which is fairly common if you are like us who drink beer and eat bad foods and eat foods that are bad for you. So he was having a lot of pain, and so they went and they said, well, you don't have really gallstones. They cut in and oh, did they let you keep it? Did you name it? Did they give it to you in a little vial? You can keep it on a shelf? Say, this is Wilson. Wilson's a POS. And you just swear at him every time you walk by. You're like, yeah, you sit on that shelf. You know what you did. You sit there and feel bad about yourself. Making me feel like that. Anyway. Oh, that's a good question. I've got him. This guy. We shall see. And if he doesn't, I bet that little dog will. I'm going to build the dog. I'm going to build that dog. Look how cute that dog is. I'll pet that dog. I'll pet that dog. Where's my dog? Oh, there she is. She's so cute. You didn't get it? Sometimes I hear people do, so. You got the Ferrari F40. Cool, Mayo. Nice. So, yeah, my friend had gall surgery. Took out his gallbladder. And, of course, the person he immediately was like, well, I'm going to test it. And see how far I can go. Because they say you shouldn't eat fatty foods after that. And he's like, all right, so can I have, cheddar cheese fries And the doctor's like, well, I guess. And he's like, with bacon? He's like, not with bacon. He's like, but cheddar cheese fries is okay. And he's like, yeah, I guess. So he's constantly like trying to push himself to see what he can eat and what will make him feel terrible. But his wasn't a stone per se, but a slurry of razor sharp pieces in the thousands. So they couldn't really take it out. They couldn't really do anything. They just had to take out his whole gallbladder. All right, and these are facing up. Get another little Technic ball here. Hopefully your order will arrive this weekend. Did you ordered it today? Or I guess yesterday night? Did you order it yesterday night? Because sometimes you can get it in whatever midnight time is. I usually get mine in at 11 o'clock or so. Oh, this is complicated as heck. Haley! How's it going? It's Technic. I hate it. Absolutely hate Technic. Absolutely hate it. If it weren't for the fact that it's like vintage space, I would absolutely hate it. It's the only reason I got it was so that it could, you know, kind of complete the whole space thing, but do not like... Do not like Technic builds at all. For this sole reason. Like, you should be going in there, but you're not. Why aren't you? You too good for your home? Did I get that right? Okay. How are you, Haley? How's things? How's life? Other than, I mean, so far we built a cage, and now I'm working on a... They tried to trick me into putting one thing together for 10 pages and then going back and doing it again, but I know better. I'm wily. Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm not gonna not get something NASA related. I bought Friends sets because they were mildly space related. Of course I'm gonna get this one. I need to do... Now, that reminds me. I need to get all the pieces for... What was that satellite that the dude submitted to Ideas? And it was on Ideas for a little bit, and then came off. And he submitted, and then you could get the instructions for it, like the Argos or the Atlas. The Atlas. I need to get the pieces for the Atlas satellite and build that and add it to the Hubble thing over here. I think that would look really cool. And the little probe that comes with the SLS. Alright, so that's done. Get another one of these. The problem I have mostly with Technic is like, hold these 5 things in place, but don't let these axles not line up while you're doing it. It's a very much trust the process. It'll all come together in step 500. You founded the I Don't Like Technic Club, which is weird. I mean, it's... The designs are great. The engineering behind them is fantastic, but there's so many people who are like, no thank you. Yeah, it hurts your hands. It's slow going. And if you like screw up one little thing now in 40 steps, it'll be like, oh yeah, that thing shouldn't be there. You're like, oh man. But why though? Never bought a Speed Champion set before, so I'm anticipating a new build experience. So Speed Champions, I think, are a great way to enter Lego. If you are not really sure if you want to kind of get into Lego, I think it's a great way to introduce somebody to Lego. They're not expensive generally. They're between $20 and $40 usually. They look great when they're done. You can or you don't have to apply stickers. There are a billion stickers, so if you like stickers, great. It's almost like every piece has a sticker on it. But they also have very, very interesting. Their build techniques on Speed Champions are really, really great. And when it's done, they look cool. And it's one of those where it's a good size to be collectible too. Like you could easily once a month get a new one, right? $20, $30, right? Once every 2 months, you get a new little thing. You build it. You're happy. You put it on a shelf. It's great. Brickheads is another one. I think Brickheads is a great like intro. Botanicals are like that too. Some of the smaller ones. Anything that's like there's a wide range of it. There's unique parts usage, and it has a broad appeal. Right? People like cars. People like flowers. People like pop figures. Right? They may not like those really crunchy, granular Star Wars sets because I don't know who this character is, right? Or stuff like that. But you can get behind getting a bouquet of flowers, right? So yeah, the Speed Champions, they have good techniques and they seem to get a lot of the great new parts first. A lot of the new parts that we see showing up in later sets, I'm thinking of a couple off the top of my head. It's a 1x1. It's 2 plates high. It's round on one side. It has an open stud on the top and a stud on the side. So it looks like, I mean, it's a snot brick with like a curve, and they're like headlight bricks or something like that, right? Those are started on Speed Champions. The 1x2 tiles that are, they've got a cut on one side, so it looks like it's angled a little bit, right? It's like 1 and then the 2 is angled, so it's a 1x2, but it's cut. Those are Speed Champion starts. So, I mean, I feel like they get a lot of the really cool pieces before the rest of the sets do because they can kind of, it's almost like a test bed. So if you know somebody who is kind of trying to get into Lego, maybe like, have you seen these Speed Champions, and see what they say. And if they're not into cars, maybe, you know, here's some brickheads, here's some flowers. Don't call them flowers, I'll call them botanicals. That sounds like you know what you're talking about. Because not everybody grew up with Classic Space or Pirates or Castle, right? You got to get to the thing that they might like. I have a new online girlfriend. I told Beth about this. Ow. That's karma. Pinched the crap out of my finger. So I've been looking at a lot of posts from the Olympic athletes since the beginning of the Olympics. And there's a couple like soccer players that I'm starting to follow and a couple rugby players I'm starting to follow. The rugby game was, oh guys, the rugby game between the US and, was it Brazil? Was just, though, it was the bronze medal match and it was just bonkers. It was so good. No, don't give them a Technic set. Technic set's the ones that they kind of stumble into going, but I like Lego, but I would like something more engineering. Like I want it to like have little parts that move and stuff. You'd be like, all right, let's try some Technic. See what, you know. Anyway, there's a rugby player for the US that posted on the socials that and it was this is hard to describe unless you watch TikTok or Reels or something like that, where they're using this sound that's like, let me introduce you to all my ladies, right? and it kind of names all well, I don't know where the sound's from, but it's like naming all these women and kind of why they like them. And then the last one is like, and this spot's being saved for Catherine or something like that. So it's this rugby player for the U.S. team, and she's showing off all these Lego sets that she built. They're not mocks, and I get it. You're a bronze medal winning rugby player. You don't have time to sit around designing mocks and doing all that stuff. You build Lego sets while you're traveling, and that's fine. So I'm not going to really harp on anybody, but they get to the end, and they're like, and they have a space on their shelf that they're saving for the Eiffel Tower. And they're in Paris for the Olympics. And everybody in the comments is like, Lego, you got to set this person up like now. Get this woman an Eiffel Tower. I thought it was really funny. So I like immediately followed. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. Technic is also kind of boring to build because it's just this mess of stuff. It looks cool when it's done. But I will say it's not super exciting. So now that Haley and I think Haley was the last new person. Did you pick up anything today? On release day? Was today a purchase day for you, or just kind of sit back and watch the craziness? Oh no. My belly reflexes are usually faster than that. Nope, put that on the wrong side. There are little Technic sets that you can get. I've got a box of them for my lug that I don't know what to do with. I've got like 20 of these forklifts that are like that big. And I have no idea what to do with them for the lug, so... Those would be a fine introduction to Technic because they're very small. Flip. Oh, we got another. When you build with bricks all the time, Technique gives you something different. That's true. Like, I haven't built a Technic set in a long time. I think this guy was the last real Technic set I did. And I know I messed him up. There's some functionality in... There's these two pins on the back. I don't know, you can't really see it. But they control the arms and stuff. They don't work real well. It feels like something's kind of catching. So I'm like, well, that didn't play too well. So, but I don't feel like going back. It looks cool, so I just leave it. But I don't feel like going back and figuring it out. Times 2. Okay, so this is times 4 because I'm doing this twice. I keep pinching myself. They must have sharpened these parts for this set because I pinched myself 4 times and it's like torn skin. Come on now. Yep, there it goes again. Putting those two bits together like that, those two lift arms, those half lift arms, smushing them together on this pin. Like, I put my finger right there and it just pinches the crap out of it. It does not feel good. So Johnny's not here in the chat tonight because he's at, I think, Brick Fair, Virginia. Is that what's going on right now? Oh, and then we got to put one of these guys on it. I think that was the next one, the next big one. Who's all going to that? I thought a lot of people in the chat right now would be there. Like Mayo, why didn't you fly halfway across the world to go to Brick Fair, Virginia? Come on now. I thought you were better than that. All right, so... Oh, man. I am not focusing very well. I have to debate on some things sometimes, and I feel like I would rather get more Lego sets to build and buy more bulk for group projects than to go to conventions. And that's just me right now. Because what I spent today could probably buy an airplane ticket. And then what I spend in 3 more months maybe would be another... would be a hotel room or maybe 2. Probably just 1. And then, you know, so... do I want Lego or do I want to go to these conventions where people... build all this Lego? So I guess it's, you know, do you want to see people? This attaches to nothing. It just slides onto that. This is going to attach to like 7 places at once, probably. But like if you build a big mock and you want to kind of parade it around and you want to show the world and you want to take it to a bunch of places, like I know like Brick Huntress will probably take that collaborative mosaic to like all the conventions. I was at Brick Rodeo. It'll likely be at Brick Fair, Virginia. It'll probably go to Brick Slopes. I know Tim, one of the Tims, Tim Hutchinson, is going to take his cowboy, his Western set. But that's the thing. That's what he does now, right? It's not like he does anything else. So where's the, you know, at some point you got to make a choice. Oh, this is going to be hard. And it's not a hard choice either. It's just, you know, you got to make that choice. Which do you want to do more? Next week, at some point, I am going to, because you guys aren't in Austin, I'm going to be recording a podcast with a KUT guy next Tuesday. And I don't know how long after that. It'll probably be like a month until it hits the air. It's the show he's doing is called This Is My Thing, appropriate to this conversation. And it's a show, it's a podcast about the things that we do that are not the things that we get paid for necessarily, but the things that we love and the reasons we love doing them. So I approached him. I got on the KUT, the local NPR station here, a few years ago, like 5 or so years ago, because they do these little sound bites where they say, you know, I'm so-and-so, and this is what it sounds like when I walk to work, or this is what my gym sounds like, or this is what my afternoon sounds like. And it's usually a soundscape kind of thing where there's a lot of noise but no talking, and it's like 3 seconds, and then you say what the radio station is. And it's just kind of in between stuff. So I emailed him one day and I was like, hey, you guys are missing out. You need somebody on there doing Lego, because Lego's got that great Gerstelling sound. I don't know how far in they want me to put this. of, you know, the stirring and the clanking and the tinkling and the crunching and that kind of Lego-y sound. And the dude emailed back and he's like, I cannot believe we hadn't thought to do that. Yeah, can you bring in some Lego and we'll do one of those? I was like, sure. So then it was a lot of people at work going, I heard you on the radio today. And I was like, nice. So I emailed him back and I was like, hey, we're doing Brick Rodeo. Mayo, take care. Thanks for popping in. Enjoy your set when it shows up. I forgot what he ordered. The McLaren. Anyway, so I emailed him back and I was like, hey, we've got a convention coming up. Is there any way we could get a mention on, he does a show called Arts Eclectic, which focuses on like artistic stuff around Austin. And I was like, is there a way we could get a mention on that or anything? He's like, well, that would be cool. It's too late for that now because we record them a couple months ahead of time. And I had approached him like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time and it was just too late. He's like, but I'm doing this podcast. So I could show up. And he goes like, it won't help the convention, but maybe you could do a little plug for it next year. I was like, well, next year it'll be in Houston. I don't care. I do care, but you know. So yeah, he came out and recorded some of me walking around the convention hall and talking about other people's builds and stuff like that to kind of get some B-roll. But then I'll go into the studio and talk to him for a little bit. And it'll be about 10-15 minute podcast. So that should be fun. When it comes out, I'll let everybody know. How many of these are we doing? Okay, so we just need to do 2. And yeah, so far they've had like a lady who does sword fighting, a lady who is in a jazz. What instrument? Oh no, ukulele group. It's a bunch of these 60-year-old and up women, and it's the ukuleles. And they just get together and jam and play songs. That's what they like to do. The one today was kind of interesting because it was this dude who mills lumber. He's not a woodworker. He doesn't then, it didn't seem like it during the show or when he was talking about it, but he doesn't take the wood that he mills and does anything with it himself. Like, I think maybe he gives it to lumber yards or something like that, or local artisans or something, but he loves getting the raw wood and milling it, and that's what makes him happy. I'm like, okay, so it's stuff like that that's like, what makes you happy? What do you do that makes you happy? If it happens to be your job, great, but I mean, if it's not, what do you do? That guy goes here. Ooh, okay. Above. He didn't fit into anything else. So it'll be fun being on there talking about Lego and why we do it. Why any of us do it. That's going to be kind of odd. Okay, they don't specifically say this is going to poke up at a weird angle, but it does. Oh, it doesn't go there. It goes over here. Haven't done that side yet. Yeah, so this is a little weird. It doesn't necessarily go right there, but if you build this later, this looks like it. pops up above that. That wheel kind of pops up above this. So keep that in mind. And then we turn it around and build a bunch of these. So times 4. Ukuleles, that makes me think of a band called Metalachi. Yeah, I think I've heard of them. Maybe we were talking about that. One of my favorite bands is a group called Cybertronic Spree, and it's a group that does kind of hair metal sound, but they dress like Transformers. They've got full on, they're like Gwar, but with 80s hair metal songs. And the lead singer lady has an amazing voice. Oh, this is, I did that wrong. It's like, that doesn't look right at all. So that goes like that. It goes like that. Gwar did a, what did I see Gwar doing just recently? Oh, fuck. They were doing a cover, and now I can't remember the cover. But it was like they were on TikTok doing a cover of something. I'm like, wait a minute, this is Gwar. What are they doing? You know, they could just be Gwar. Uh-oh. What the deuce? Oh, I have to build the second one. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember what the cover was, but I'm like, wow, wait a minute. I need to check my text messages because I know I sent it to the family. I'm like, hey, y'all, it's Gwar doing something. And then I was like, crap, I have to explain to my kids what Gwar is. I regret never being able to go to a Gwar show. They've been in Austin, I want to say like 10 times over the years that I've been here. Maybe. And I just like, something always comes up. I'm never able to go see them. And it's not like I really am like into the scene or anything, but it's like you gotta maybe once in your life see a Gwar show. I told Beth that. I was like, we need to go to a Gwar show if they ever show up in Austin again. She's like, do we? I'm like, okay. Oh, so somebody asked this. It's some birthday of MTV, something or other. Is 47 years old or 43 years old or something like that. Yeah, I don't even know if it's the same members or anything anymore. Because they have been around a while, but I mean, it's like Daft Punk. Is that really them in there? It could be anybody. Oh, where was I going with this? Yep, totally forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, so then I put these two things in there. Then we had this extra piece, which I think is probably okay to have an extra Technic bushing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I don't think it's the same people. It's rotated at least a few times. All right, bag 3. So the 3 bags in 2.5 hours. That's very typical Technic. Go-Go Bordello is another one. I hope they come back to Austin at some point. We missed them last time. Meanwhile, I've seen Flogging Molly like 5 times just here in Austin. But Beth and I both like Flogging Molly and Go-Go Bordello, so we have to go see them. Oh my god, so many pins. It's just pins and lift arms. That's all it is. I mean, yeah, my fingers are starting to get... Alright, now that we have 3 sub-assemblies, let's make another sub-assembly. I think... I love them to death because they're smarter than I am, but I think Technic designers at LEGO are sociopaths. Or, am I just doing one set of times 2? Or they are sadists. One of the two. Because one of them was it the tumbler? The new tumbler? I have the first tumbler, but I never put it together. I got it from a friend. I may end up, one of these days when I've got nothing else to do in my life, take it apart, because I keep trying to dust it every once in a while, and I'm like, you know, one of these days I'm just going to take it apart and dust it, because I can't dust some of this. And it'd be kind of fun to rebuild. And I think I still have the box for it somewhere. That may be a set I could sell. I think he might get mad. I told him, I was like, if I sell that tumbler, are you going to be mad? He's like, why would I be mad? I'm like, because I bought it from you. He's like, yeah, you bought it from me. I didn't give it to you. I was like, okay. Oh, man, that stinks. I've only had that happen once. The congestion. The Saharan dust, man. It's getting everybody. The only time I ever had a problem with a set was, and the irony was I won it. It was Iceberg Bricks was running a contest, and it was the Apocalypseburg. Welcome to Apocalypseburg. And this was when I was like, right as I was starting to get into the YouTube community and everything. I won, I think, a brick. Beyond the Brick was having a contest, and I won the Mack truck set, the big one with the loader semi or trailer on the back. And then from Iceberg Bricks, I won the Apocalypseburg. And the Apocalypseburg, first of all, probably the most fun I've ever had building a set. Just a wonderful, wonderful set. It was a real joy to just see all the little bits that got put into it, and it being kind of quasi science fiction-y. Oh, this already goes on there. Like that. I love building stuff where it's hidden. You build a little thing, and you're like, that's really cool, and then you cover it, and you're like, no one's ever going to see that, but I know it's there. I built it. I built around it. That was fun, you know. But while I was building it, it had 4 sand wedges. There were these long, like right and left wedges. And so instead of getting 2 right, 2 left, I got like 4 left. I was like, oh man. And I was so confused. I thought I was like, what am I doing wrong here? But yeah, I called him up and was like, or I emailed him and I was like, here's the set. I was like, now I won this. I didn't buy it. And they're like, no, that's fine. Here's your parts. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, this is overly complicated. It's a good thing I'm never taking this apart. This kind of Technic sandwich stuff, I'm just like, how do you figure this out? I'd like to talk to, that'd be a cool person to, I want to see if we can get this guy at Brick Rodeo. Somebody who does a Technic design, and ask him kind of what goes through the mind of a Technic builder or designer. Like, how do you figure this stuff out? Oh man, that sucks. That is an important piece. Well, I know this isn't a whole lot. So I meant to say something about this. I apologize for running. I had a I had a poll up in Discord saying, what should I work on next time? And then I forgot that I could get this set today. And I was like, oh, well, no, I'll 100% be building this. Stud City, welcome. How's it going? Thanks for being here. Also, congrats on the 100K. Thanks for slumming it. Totally lost my train of thought again. Oh, I put that poll up, decided that I should do this instead. I do apologize that this might be another couple like streams worth of this, but I will get back into doing, now that I have that Thrawn, I want to build one of those microfighters that I had designed a long time ago. So maybe we'll take a look at that one and see if it's one that can be revisited and reworked with maybe newer pieces. And then I can source the pieces out and get that built along with some other stuff. And yeah, just kind of get back into the swing of some stuff like the stadium and whatnot. Do you like Technic? If you like Technic, I got the build for you. This is all Technic all the time. Welcome to Technic Hour here on K-Ben. All Technic all the time. This is like one of the few system non-Technic pieces I've seen in here. This one by one. There's been a couple tiles, but this is all Technic sandwiches. It's sub models on sub. So here's your main sub model. I just did these two sub models. We're doing another sub model here. None of these have connected yet. So, and my finger, I can only do this for a couple hours because my fingers are getting pinched. Yeah, but it's going to be great. It's vintage space, which I can't not, I'm a sucker for vintage space. So you have to get it. You have to build it. It's a moral imperative. Yeah. What did you pick up today? Did you get anything for release day today? Online or in person? Do you order ahead of time? Do you get anything ahead of time? I know some people pre-ordered a few things. And have you seen Wolverine Deadpool? It's the question I'm going to ask everybody. I feel like you should have techno music going while you say that. All Technic all the time. Can you not hear the music? I have music. All Technic all the time. KEDM. Yeah, I mean, I've got it. Got my synthwave going. I try not to have it too loud because otherwise it'll wash out everything. Is that... Let me know if that's too loud. That may be too loud. So I do 2 of these. They sit up like this. Like... Frel. Oh, speaking of Frel, I've stumbled across YouTube channels that do nothing but play streams of random stuff, and it's my new favorite thing. One of them is they just stream Jackie Chan movies. This is Jackie Chan movies. I'm like, yes. I love me some old Jackie Chan movies when the ADR was just terrible and he had like the deepest voice and it was, oh my god, it's so good. And he looked like he was 15. Those are amazing. And the fights, it was like 3 takes and they lasted 20 minutes. Those are the best. But another channel was doing streaming Farscape, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. And I miss watching it, and I'm glad they were on, so I could watch it and be like, oh yeah, this show is rad. It's weird. Unfortunately, oh look, we get to connect some stuff. So we can move some of this out of the way. The unfortunate part of that is that they're all in 4:3. So there's no like, it's like watching DS9 or something where you're like, I would love to see this in a widescreen. You're like, yeah, we didn't think this was going to be that good of a show, so we got rid of all the masters. And you're lucky if you get, if the color is any good in this. It's like, oh, you guys suck, Paramount. How dare you? All right, so this looks like it's going through this. Rachal. This is also part of the Technic experience that I loathe, is lining everything up and shoving it together and hope it lines up right. And knowing that it absolutely will not. What, you got a pin and an axle in there? Good luck. Good luck, sucker. Actually, so far, this has been not terrible. As Technic goes, this has not been a problem. And here's your steering mechanisms. So get it out of the way and then, it, you know, can steer the whole thing. And this will close down so it locks it in place. Yeah. Oh! I had to be building 2 of these too. Man, they hood swoggled me again. Well, now I gotta go back up here. See, they got me. I thought it ended with that being 2. So I have 2 of those. So this is done. Now I gotta do this one. Oh, I hate it. I don't like it. I just want it to be the final product. I think I'm gonna pay my my 20-year-old to come over here and just build this for me. So I don't care about the build process. Just come over here and make it. I just want to see it on the shelf. You know the feeling. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Technic build, it's fine. It's not super complicated so far. It's just a lot of Technic sandwich. I think the worst one that I ever had a problem with was the R2-D2. Well, that's the thing, Missy. I thought I got it. I thought I had 2 of them done. But what I didn't realize is when it started over with a new bag, it kept going with that times 2. And I was like, The R2, the larger one that was the most recent, because I think there's been 3 of the R2 builds, plus a newer R2 that was like 3/4 that size. So I have the second of the larger ones, and it had a big Technic frame, a cube basically, that you had to build, and then attached to the cube were all the panels, the mechanisms for the legs, and then the head. And then inside, the reason where is a thing is inside there was a third leg, and if you tilted it right, the third leg would kind of plop down. But it had like a catch release, right? And I did not build that properly, and it was tweaking me, and I went back and tore it apart and tried to figure out what was wrong with it, and just could not. So I ended up looking it up online, and everyone who had built it were like, yeah, watch out for this step right here. This will F you in the B if you're not careful. I'm like, you know what? It sure did. There was another step like that in the Atari was fine. That's not really Technic. I'm trying to think of sets that I had problems building. And the other thing is, most of the time I'm building while I'm chatting and paying attention to other stuff, so I do miss steps. I miss pieces, just because I'm trying to keep a conversation going with myself. But the Nintendo Entertainment System had the cartridge release, which everything I had read, and I didn't get this right away. I think I got it like a month or so after it came out. Everything that I had read was like, oh, and the cartridge release feels like the real thing, so I was very excited about that. And then when I built it, I'm like, well, okay, it's cool, but it just goes down. I have to like kind of go in there with my finger and kind of pull it up, and everyone's like, no, that should actually, like, you push it down and it springs back up. Like, well, that's not doing that. So it was because there was a cheese wedge in there that I had put in at the wrong. It was supposed to be this way. It was this way, right? It was just 90 degrees off, and it was a cheese wedge, 1 degree, you know. And you just look at it, and go, yeah, put it there, and you put it in, you're fine. Well, it turns out it's like if it didn't slide in and like click, and then it pushed back a certain way, it wouldn't have released. So that was a problem. Little stuff like that, you got to pay attention. And I will forever be messing up buildings. It's just going to be the way it works. Everybody does. I do like building with Beth. I want to get her back on here because she is so... I don't know if you have these people in your life, and I didn't think they existed until I met Beth, but people who would rather have directions told to them or have text directions. Like you read the direction. A recipe, an instruction on how to build a Lego set, how to get somewhere in your car. Having something say, for 5 miles, go, not even like out loud, just a text that says, go 5 miles and then turn left. Versus like a physical or a visual representation, you know, drive down this road and then turn here kind of thing. You're looking at like, yeah, I turn there and that looks like that. And then I go that way. Versus hearing it or reading it going, all right, cognitively, other side of the brain. And so I thought it'd be a good idea if we like built Lego together on stream. And man, it's like, she's like, I'm looking at the directions and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm like, turn the piece like this. Oh, I meant to do that. It's just so funny how everybody's brains work differently. We might get this bag done by the end of the hour. I think this will be the bag that we wrap up with. And then we'll do more. I mean, this is... How many bags is this? Did I say it was? It's not actually too many bags. So the SLS was 27 bags. This is 12. So maybe the next 2 streams, I mean, one more stream. This sounds like Information Society. This has all happened before, and it will all happen again. Where are my Information Society fans? I was that kid. If you ever want to know what I was like in high school or college, find an Information Society fan. That's who I was. I was that weirdo. Auditioned for a band once in high school. It was a new wave band, and the dude knew I could sing because we were in choir together. And he's like, "Well, can you sing, like, just sing on your own?" And I was like, "Well, what do you want me to sing?" He's like, "I don't know. What are you listening to right now?" And I'm like, "Information Society." And he kind of went. I was like, "Don't do that, man. You want me to sing like Depeche Mode or Erasure? That's almost the same thing." I didn't get into that band, but we still were friends. Every time he would see me, he would call me Benjamin, and he would do that with his hand. He's like, "Benjamin." Like, "Hi, Mike. I get it, my name's funny. But not ha-ha funny, you know." No, I'm not going to sing. I sing every once in a while. I sang earlier when I was describing the song from Deadpool. But something happened to me, and I don't know if I've told you this story or not, but a couple months ago, I got a sore throat. Like, I felt like a gland swell up. Typical, like, this must be allergies. Like, I feel like I have a reaction to something. Congested little thing. I'm like, all right, I'm either getting sick or it's allergies. So, no big deal. Took a Benadryl, went to bed, woke up, unable to sing anymore. And when I say unable to sing, I mean like, I could still hit notes and stuff, but I've always had kind of a higher range. Not awesome first tenor range, but like a good solid second tenor range. And every time we do karaoke, it was always really good at singing hair metal and, you know, Guns N' Roses, some Boston, 70s and 80s rock kind of stuff. Pretty good. Could not get above, like my falsetto was immediately all gone. Could not hit a falsetto. Couldn't do any head voice. And then above a certain range, it was like I had a limiter or a governor where it would run into it. Like, it wasn't even scratchy or straining. It just wouldn't go above that note. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't notice it, and I was driving home from work. I was like, what? And it's the weirdest feeling. Like, I just was like, what happened? And I was like, oh, maybe I have a bit of laryngitis and it'll go away, right? Never went away. This was back in like March or something. And my first thought was, I'm so like, not ruined, but like, I love singing, like in general. And I don't know what I'm going to do now, kind of thing. I was so bent out of shape about the whole thing. And I tried explaining it to Beth. She's like, oh, it'll get better. I'm like, no, it won't. But I mean, I've had like throat problems and breathing problems in the past few years, and it's just part and parcel of all that. I feel like it's all just kind of falling apart. So anyway, ×2. All right, done. And now we get to attach the whole thing to the larger mass. So at least we got that going for us, which is nice. All right, so this is all very much steering mechanisms. Let's get these lined up the way they need to be, like so. So it looks like these line up here-ish. And these line up here-ish. And there, I'm gonna do one at a time. Just long blue pins. Gargo with rusty razor blades. I'm not trying to be Tom Waite. Waits? Tom Waits? I don't even know. One of my brother's favorite musicians. He sang one of my favorite songs, and I think his was a cover as well, but there was a movie back in the day called Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater, and oh my god, that movie hit me at just the right time. Wow, that movie. And there was a song in it from Concrete Blonde called Everybody Knows. That's a Tom Waits song or something. And his is very, I think it's a Tom Waits song. His is very, you know, it's like kind of low and chugging and everybody knows the dice are loaded, you know, that kind of thing. And but it's Concrete Blonde, so it's Jeanette Neapolitano, I think is her name. And she's got that very husky, smoky voice, and then just kicks it up into that like soaring rock voice at the end. Oh, so good. Like this soundtrack blew my mind. Like the movie, the soundtrack, everything. Just could not handle this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's terrible. It really is not a very good movie, but it hit at just the right time for me. Became an instant Concrete Blonde fan. Went back and listened to all their stuff. Didn't realize that the guitarist for Concrete Blonde was the guitarist for the song Mexican Radio, Walla Voodoo. Didn't realize that till later. I did karaoke with Justin and his husband a while back at Canary Roost. That was the go-to for a while. But I've kind of got to refigure out my how does this go? I've got to refigure out my song list because I don't know what I can and can't sing anymore. And I don't want to get up there and do a song that I think I know, and it turns out I can't hit a certain note, and that would be embarrassing. So I'm having to go through, like, I think In Excess I can do mostly, because he keeps it pretty low. Even like I would do Flogging Molly. The company does a lot of Flogging Molly songs, and you'd think you could do that because it's just, you know, it's just Dave King. He doesn't have range, but nope, he goes up there, man. Can't hit some of those anymore. So I gotta refigure out what I can and can't sing. Stray Cats I can do. So I'm kind of going back into some old 80s. Like I could probably do some Human League. I could probably do some Depeche Mode. He was pretty low end. Here. I at one point thought of joining there's a karaoke league, and I forget what it's called, karaoke something league, and I forget. And so I was talking to some friends of mine who we all like going to this place called the Canary Roost. And we've been going for years when there was a sister one called Canary Hut just down the road, and then it switched. But they were both open, but anyway. We would do trivia and then stick around and do karaoke. And it's like, I think I'm going to join it's NKL, National Karaoke League. And like, oh, don't. I'm like, why not? My friends are like, those people are weird. I'm like, we are Ren Fair going, D&D playing, Lego collecting people, and the NKLM people are weird, and they're like, yeah, we understand what kind of weird we are. They are a different kind of weird. I'm like, all right. Thanks for the warning. I used to be able to sing some like Alanis Morissette. I could do ABBA. Can't even pretend to do those now. Uh-oh, this folds. Whole thing folds up. I don't know how far it's supposed to fold up. Like about there. No, I'm not enough of a D&D fan to get a set. I probably would have got it had I been a bigger D&D fan, but I've played, but I'm not like a huge fan. Like, I haven't played enough to even appreciate playing Baldur's Gate. A friend of mine was like, have you, because I was looking for another game to play, and he's like, have you played Baldur's Gate yet? And I'm like, nah. I was like, well, is it any good? He's like, yeah, you like Dungeons and Dragons, right? And I'm like, kind of? He's like, yeah, you'd love this. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's real chunky. Like, it gets real detailed. I'm like, I don't necessarily know that that's a good thing for me. All right, so here's it so far. This is how it's packed up. This is just how it should look. It says these things are supposed to be straight up and down, but they're not like really straight up and down, so I don't know how. Yeah, this all says it's supposed to be like very straight up and down, but it's not. So now I'm worried. This simple little thing makes me think that I haven't built something right, because this is supposed to be straight up and down. But these shock absorbers keep pushing it out and making it not straight up and down. So I don't know what the F. What the heck is going on here? Okay, this is just to show that it can be done. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, open it back up. And swing these around. I don't know how far. All the way like that. Push these under, like that, on both sides. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like I feel like someone at Lego's making me, like, move rocks up a hill. Or move rocks from moving a pile of rocks. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to finish this bag up and then it'll be done. Did y'all get the D&D sets? I mean, there was the big D&D castle. Then there's been a mimic. What else has there been? I don't know what else is out there for the D&D sets. Isn't there going to be a CMF of D&D figures too? Submodel of submodel of submodel of submodel. I do like that there are some sets that Lego is coming out with that I have absolutely no desire to get. That makes me feel really good. For a while, when the Star Wars sets were still pretty good, and like they were just like Shima was kind of hitting its stride. Friends hadn't really kind of taken off yet, but it felt like even the city sets were like really good. And I was like, I just want to get everything that Lego puts out. And now it's like, I see the jet over the map thing, and I see the sign that you can make for your families to put messages on boards and stuff. And I'm like, I have no desire to get that, you know? So thank you, Lego, for making stuff I don't want. Because it keeps me from like having to justify buying stuff every 15 seconds. All right, so this guy goes over here. That seems like it should have gone into something else over there, but whatever. Gonna do the opposites. Got the D&D release in April, still in the box, molding off building it, thinking about doing it with a group. CMF releases, okay, yeah. Neat. Ruh-roh. Oh, there it is. Got a rolly one. Got one that escapes on you. So yeah, wrapping this up. Just a couple more steps here. Sunday, I don't think I have a reason to not be here on Sunday. Let me look at my calendar just to make sure. Nothing is going on Sunday that I know of. No movies, no women's soccer games. And then Thursday, same. So for the next like week or so, I'll probably be doing this, and then swear we'll get back into like some designy stuff. And I need to do better about, hey, I've got some downtime. Let me go jump into the other room and work on a design or something for a little bit, rather than just forcing it to happen on a stream. Because otherwise it'll never get done. Because there will always be some new set to build. And I'm trying not to make this a, hey, look at this set that I got from Lego type of stream. I'd rather be more about the mock building and stuff like that, but I am a human being who also likes buying and building Lego sets, so gonna have to break out of that habit. To that end, I don't think I'll live stream the botanical building, but maybe I'll hold off on that for a little bit. Maybe I can do one while Beth does another and freaks out that the instructions are terrible. God, I just had a thought that I would love to see her build or try to build a Technic set. I think that would be so mean of me. Hey babe, I got this set for us to build together. What is it? It's a Technic set. No. Alright, so these jokers go in here. so. Yeah, it has the axle comes through the top here when you do that, and I just feel like there's got to be something in there that it's holding, but it's not. So I don't know what this is for yet. Don't know what that's for just yet. 4 of those. Bob's your uncle. Not too bad. And then I get to go upgrade the bi-monthly mailing address software at my company and hope it doesn't break, because half the time it doesn't work. And I'm sitting in there for 2 hours trying to figure it out, which I don't want to do tonight. Oh. Yeah, I knew that was going to come into play. So these things that I just put in there, just like that. And they don't go all the way in, do they? They made this really not visible. So it's only because I thought this looks weird that there's nothing for these axles to connect to. Right here. These axles right here and right here. Right there. That these things go in, and it's hard to see in the instructions, so it's a little... They could have done a little not orthographic... orthographical... I'm not even trying to say it. Orthogonal view of it, and tipped it up another 10 degrees, 20 degrees, so you could see that you're doing this, but you're putting those in there. So, alright. Bag 1 through 3 done in 2 hours of Technic, 2 hours, 9 minutes. At some point, these will be moved up like this, I'm sure, and it'll be able to steer. We'll move these out of the way. And I don't know what will cause the steering, but it'll be right here. So that'll be your steering mechanism. This keeps it in place so it doesn't move. Probably while you're building it, and then when you're done, they'll be like, yeah, move those things out of the way now, and forever. So, all right, y'all. Yeah, me too. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just like changing one file, but it's its own sort of what's that called? Not priority. It's when it's an in-house piece of software that not a lot of people use. It's that thing. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, good night, Missy. Take care. Thanks for being here. I'll see you all on Sunday. Have a good weekend. Be safe, be good, play with some Lego, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.